The cat would walk up to a patient's bed, jump onto their chest, and quietly curl up beside them. Hours later, that person would pass away. You see, this wasn't just any ordinary cat. This was Oscar, a therapy cat at a nursing home with a special ability. For reasons no one fully understands, Oscar seemed to know when someone was about to pass away. If someone still had time, Oscar would just sniff around and leave. But if he decided to stay by your side, they knew it was over for them. And it wasn't just a one-off thing. He did it again and again, accurately predicting more than 50 passings. Some people think he could smell chemical changes in the body right before passing away, but no one really knows how he did it. As he was talking to the press, people at home started noticing that something was off. Next to the officers, a woman moved her hands as if doing sign language. At first, everyone assumed she was an official interpreter, but viewers noticed her movements were getting more and more ridiculous. They quickly realized she was literally making things up as she went. Turns out, some random woman had just walked into the conference, said she was there to interpret for no reason, and they let her in, no questions asked. It was only later that people discovered she had a long criminal record of fraud.
As scientists were drilling 100 feet into the Siberian permafrost, they suddenly hit a layer of ice that hadn't seen the sun in 30,000 years. Inside that frozen tomb, they discovered an ancient virus bigger than any other virus in the world. When they warmed it up in the lab, it woke up from its 300-century-long nap, and it immediately began to hunt and infect the microscopic amoeba nearby. Luckily, it didn't infect humans or animals, but we don't know what else could be hiding under there.
As soldiers fought across the battlefield, a massive 200-pound bear marched by their side, standing out as their most powerful soldier. You see, a group of Polish soldiers had rescued him as a tiny cub and raised him as one of their own. He drank milk from a vodka bottle, slept in their tents, wrestled with them, saluted when greeted, marched alongside them on his hind legs, drank beer, and even smoked and ate cigarettes. But when the army moved to a new front, animals weren't allowed on board, so they had to officially enlist him as a private, with a serial number and a salary just to bring him in. On the battlefield, he carried crates of artillery shells that would normally take 4 men to lift. They didn't even teach him that. He just liked to copy what they were doing. The Allies would win the battle that day. This earned him a promotion from private to corporal. And after the war, he retired to a zoo, visited by the soldiers who had fought beside him.
A man was executed for his crimes, but his friends didn't want his body to be dissected, so they whipped up a plan to steal the body on its way to the doctor and bring it back through a river. However, the surgeon already knew about their plan ahead of time and secretly moved the body in a taxi at night. But during the dissection, the surgeon didn't throw away the skin like they usually would. Instead, he tanned it just like leather and used it to bind the papers about the criminal's trial, creating a book wrapped in the criminal's own skin that sits in a museum to this day.
They cut a hole into the side of a healthy cow and fit a plastic ring with a lid into the opening, making a permanent window into its stomach. Once it heals, vets can open the lid and reach their entire arm inside. You see, the mush inside is actually a gold mine of healthy bacteria. Knowing this, they would pull it out and feed it to a sick cow that's having trouble digesting food. This jumpstarts the sick cow's digestive system, saving its life.
When you're asleep, your brain physically locks out your muscles so you don't jump out of bed and act out your dreams. But when your body and your brain fail to synchronize, 2 things can happen. If your body wakes up while your mind is still resting, you're capable of wandering around only to wake up the next morning with little to no memory of what you did. But sometimes your mind wakes up while your body is still completely shut down. If this happens, you're supposed to be asleep, so your brain panics and keeps the dream engine running with your eyes wide open. You're left completely frozen in your bed, forced to stare at whatever your mind is dreaming directly into your bedroom in real life. They would take a flap of skin from the patient's arm and stitch it directly onto their mangled nose while it was still attached to their arm. They would then force the patient into a rigid leather harness that locked their arm against their face for weeks. You see, if they were to cut the skin off the arm before putting it on the nose, it would quickly decay and fall off because there's no blood going into it. By keeping the arm attached, the arm's blood supply kept the skin alive until it latched on and grew its own vessels. So by the time they cut the connection, they ended up with a brand brand new nose made from their own arm.
They would take a spinach leaf and soak it in a special detergent to strip away its plant cells. This solution dissolves all of the green plant matter, leaving only a clear cellulose skeleton behind. They then injected this clear leaf with the cells of a human heart. You see, the veins in spinach are nearly identical to human blood vessels, so once the cells latched on, they began to contract in unison, causing the leaf to beat just like living heart tissue. This could eventually allow doctors to use plant-based patches to regenerate human organs.